Hello traders, Gates Adams, the Forge Trader here, and welcome back to episode 4 of The Inner Game of Trading, where I translate concepts from the book The Inner Game of Tennis by Timothy Gallwey into trading concepts through the lens of the Forge Trader. Yesterday I promised you one word. The word that explains why Self-2 shows up sometimes and disappears the moment that you need it the most. The word is interference. And I'm not using it loosely. Gallwey used it as a precise term, almost mathematical. Performance equals potential minus interference. I introduced that formula in episode 1, but today I'm going to pull it apart. Because when you understand what interference actually is, where it comes from, how it gets installed, why it activates exactly when you can least afford it, you're going to see your entire trading history differently. Not as a story of failure, but as a story of interference. Here's the question that traders just never get answered. If you already know what to do, if the strategy is clear, the rules are written, and the plan is set, why don't you do it? The industry's answer is discipline. You just need to install more discipline. Well, that answer is actually wrong. Discipline is not the gap. Discipline is actually the symptom of a closed gap. When you see a consistently disciplined trader, you're not watching someone with superior willpower. You're watching someone with lower interference. So what is interference exactly? Gallwey defined it as anything that disrupts the natural performance of Self-2. Overthinking, judgment, fear, trying too hard, the inner critic running commentary on every move. In trading, interference has a more specific address. In the Forge Trader philosophy, we call it your emotional blueprint. Every trader arrives in the charts carrying a pre-existing emotional operating system. It was not built in a trading room. It was built long before that. Maybe built in a household where money was scarce and urgency became survival. Or maybe built in an environment where mistakes weren't tolerated and perfectionism became armor. Maybe built by years of performing for approval and proving yourself became the point. None of that was chosen, none of it was conscious, and every single pattern lives inside the blueprint your nervous system runs on today. This is why the market is so revealing. Not because it creates your patterns, but because it activates them. The moment real money moves, the moment a trade goes against you, the moment you're up and you can lock it in, or the moment you've already lost twice and you want it back, your nervous system doesn't consult your trading plan. It consults your blueprint. And well, your blueprint says urgency is familiar, scarcity is familiar, pressure is familiar, chaos is familiar. The nervous system repeats what it knows, not what works, but what it knows. This is why you've had moments of clean execution followed by sessions that look like a completely different trader. You weren't different, your interference level was different. Low interference, Self-2 runs the show. High interference, the blueprint takes over. Now, here's where this gets critical for you to understand. Most traders try to solve this problem by attacking the behavior. They build more rules, they set tighter stops, they add more conditions to the plan, they white knuckle their way through trading sessions. And it works until it doesn't, because the blueprint doesn't care about your rules. It's older than your rules, it's faster than your rules. By the time you're thinking about whether to follow the rule, the interference has already taken action. This is the core truth that the Forge Trader system is built on. You cannot solve an identity problem with a behavioral fix. Behavior is downstream, emotion is midstream, identity is the source. If you want to reduce interference, you have to go upstream. You have to look at the blueprint and you have to understand what's running underneath. Not to tear it apart, not to be ashamed of it, just to see it clearly. Because you cannot reduce interference that you cannot identify. And once you can identify it, once you can see the blueprint operating in real time, you have a choice that wasn't available to you before. If this series is landing for you, follow the account right now and send this episode to another trader who keeps asking why they can't stay consistent. Because this is the answer. Not more strategy, not more rules, this. now you know what interference is, you know where it comes from, you know why it activates under pressure. But here's what I still haven't been able to tell you yet. Where exactly was your blueprint built? What specific experiences, patterns, stories are running your execution right now, today, without your permission? Because until you can see the origin, the interference stays invisible. And invisible interference is the most expensive thing in trading. That's episode 5. Tomorrow, we go to the source. In the meantime, stay forged, and I'll see you in the fire.